very nice. They're called gunners. So if you see any, make sure you stay far away from them, all right? Okay, now, I gotta go. But wherever you are, stay safe. I'll see you again soon, sweetheart.
Working on something important?
Oh, hey, Slick. Didn't hear you come in. Turns out our radio connection between the hub and the ASAMs works just fine. I was just recording a message for someone.
Who's it for?
Yeah. Well, after the whole gunner thing, I just... Well, it's kind of... this is awkward. Sort of hoping to keep this private. What I wouldn't give for an interruption right now.
Search complete.
Huh? Oh, right. I asked the robot to find my screwdriver. Good timing. I don't mean to question your logic, Chip, but does that look like a screwdriver to you?
Affirmative.
You know what? You're right. Turns out this hammer is my screwdriver after all. Good work. Now, why don't you go patrol or something?
Protect and serve.
That thought ain't right.
Anything I can do to help?
Tell you what, Slick. If you can find my screwdriver, I'll tell you who I was recording a message for. It's probably past time I told you anyway. Sound fair?
All right, deal.
All right, then. We have ourselves a gentleman's agreement.
Easy living, this ain't.
You know what I call a good day?
Here.
Hey, you found it. Thanks. It's driving me nuts looking for this thing. Okay, you built up your side of the deal. I'll spill the beans of who I was recording that message. Ready for a little history of Jake?
Tell me the whole story.
All right, full backstory it is. So, as I'm sure you already figured out, I'm not exactly local to these parts. I come from a settlement called Sanford. You ever heard of it? It's a nice place, providing you don't mind the odd cyclone or two.
Where's that town?
Oh, it's quite a long way from here. Way down in the southwestern parts of the waste. Anyway, that's where I grew up and became a young man. And where I met this young woman. One thing led to another, and... well, you know how it goes. You met someone and had a son, and I met someone and had a...
Do you have a daughter?
Yeah, that's right. I had a little girl. I named her Laura. And from the moment she was born, that kid became my world. What the? Oh, that damn generator again! This is the 5th time it's stalled today!
Is there a problem?
It's the old plutonium well. The generator that kickstarts the fission reaction. It's been real temperamental lately. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, could you go get it started again for me? It probably just needs refueling.
What are you doing down here?
This unit is patrolling.
What happened here?
Hostile target detected.
Never mind. We're done.
Protect and serve.
Got a dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
Yes? Hope you ain't one of them synths here to spy on me.
My back hurts, my feet hurt. Everything hurts.
Hi.
Ah, got the generator humming again, I see. Thanks. It's no fun trying to work in the dark. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So, years pass, and Laura grows up. However, me and her mom, Caitlin, we ended up drifting apart and separating. But I'd still see Laura all the time, though. And when she'd stay with her mom, we'd keep in touch. The radio. So, one day, I broadcasted our usual radio time to say goodnight. But there's no response. Now, you gotta understand. Laura's the most punctual kid you'd ever meet. She was never late for anything. Naturally, I began to panic a little, worrying if something bad might have happened to her. So I rushed over to Caitlin's house and...
What was it you were expecting?
I don't know. But I definitely didn't expect what I found.
Multiple
that
hostile
noise?
targets detected. Requesting.
That robot...
Please.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Excuse me.
Thanks for being bad. Now I see if I can finish my story. So, I arrived at Caitlin's house, gun in hand and ready for the worst. I opened the door and there was no one there.
Come again? What do you mean?
At first I thought someone must have broken into the place, abducted Caitlin and my kid. The more I looked around, the more I realized everything was tidy. No signs of struggle. And then I noticed all her belongings were missing. I ran to Laura's room. All her toys, books, even her ham radio was gone. They hadn't been kidnapped. They just packed up and left.
Do you know where she went?
I checked around the house. There were no clues of where they'd gone. Well, there's no way in hell I was gonna let Caitlin just disappear with my daughter. After asking around, I found out they booked passage on a caravan. They'd set off that very morning. I dashed back home, gathered a few essentials, and set off in pursuit.
Sounds like you did the right thing.
I just did what any parent would do. Anyway, I tracked that damn caravan halfway across the wasteland. By the time I caught up with it, it had made its final stop. Here, in the Commonwealth. Caitlin and Laura had already departed, but I knew where they were now. Since then, I've put out a radio message every night, hoping Laura might hear it. Know that her dad is out here looking for her. After our little run with the guns, I needed to warn her to stay away from him. I know she probably won't hear it, but still, I had to try.
That's a hell of a story.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I've not really spoken to anyone about Laura since I got here. Unless you count the Ron. Anyway, thanks for listening. Feels good to finally share. Get everything off my chest.
What is it now? Feral dwarves? Irradiated death claws?
What? What's all this about? Death claws?
Oh, Paul! Sorry, I wasn't expecting visitors.
Something up?
Well, cheese and crackers. You must be the ones with the ASAM sensors, eh?
Me and my partner here, yeah. And they're called ASAMs.
Is it true what the old geezer said? Can ASAMs really help build up settlements?
Well, sure, as long as what your settlement needs are some homes or farms or a scrap heap. But I should warn you, recently there's been some trouble with...
Gee, a scrap heap. Well, that settles it. We'll take 100 ASAMs, please. How many caps does that come to?
Whoa, slow down. We're not just peddling some product here. Besides, I'm not even sure we should be handing these things out anymore.
What? Why?
Don't tell me you've already forgotten. That Aiden guy may have been a Brahmin's ass, but he did have a point. It's a fair bet that settlement got attacked because they used ASAMs. Who's to say the same thing wouldn't happen again?
You don't. That's part of the risk, right?
I'm just not sure it's right to give out sensors to random settlements no more. Not if it puts them in danger.
If you're concerned about giving sensors out to strangers, why not have them join us instead? I've got no problem defending those we bring into the fold.
Hey, we'd be happy to join with you. Right now, we're kind of living rough, so whatever it takes to get some ASAMs, eh?
I don't know.
Look, I don't see what the problem is here.
Things are different now. We ain't just dealing with raiders or the out-mutant anymore. Can you honestly say it's the right thing to have these people join us?
You need to decide, Jake. What's it gonna be?
I don't know. After the whole Gunner thing. Well, what do you think, Slick? What's the right thing to do?
Don't worry. I'll get you up and running.
Really? You'd have us? Aw, geez, thanks.
I still think we may be asking for trouble. But I think you're right. We can't be scared to help folks. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, you really don't know what this means to us. Thank you so much.
No problem. Welcome to the family. Sorry, what's your name?
Hubert. Here, I'll mark where we're staying on your Pip-Boy. I'll run ahead and tell the others. Meet you there, eh?
I'll tag along with the youngin'. I'm fairly familiar with sensors by now. I'll get his people up to speed before you arrive.
Here, Slick, take these. A few extra ASAMs, in case you need them. Let's get these folks up and running. And if the gunners do show up again, well, we'll just have to put them in their place, won't we? I'm gonna get back to repairing the hut. Oh, and thanks again for listening today. Good luck now.
Hope, let's calm down. Let's talk this out.
There's nothing to talk about. Hubert may have asked to join me, but he doesn't speak for all of us. And I don't for a second believe what he or this old man say about these ASAM sensors.
ASAMs!
ASAM, whatever. Look, I don't want to hurt you, but I don't trust your reasons for being here. So please, just hand over your weapon.
You don't want to lay into me.
Whoa, okay, look, I'm sorry. I'm lowering my gun. all right?
That's good, Stodge. See? No need to point guns at everyone. No one's here to hurt us. So why not listen about the ASAMs now, eh? If we join this nice fella, he'd help us build this place into a real home.
Youngest, right. Seen these sensors in action myself. Just the thing for a fledgling settlement.
Okay, fine. If it shuts the two of you up, I'll listen. But I'm still not convinced these things are the answer to a new home.
I want to help, but I don't like the secrecy. Who are you, really?
Considering you've not shot any of us yet, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. You ever heard of the Gunners? They're a merc group with a nasty mean streak. I actually used to run with them a couple of decades ago. But back then, they weren't so bad. But recently, they've been making a real nuisance of themselves. Laying claim to territory all over the Commonwealth. Their most recent claim was our settlement. They annexed it. So we ran. Now we're just trying to lay low and rebuild what we lost. But, if you ask me, the Gunners are up to something. They were never this territorial before. If you happen to run into any of them, watch yourself.
What would it take to convince you?
Okay. Even if I did believe these ASAMs do everything I've been told, how do I know we could trust you? We just had our old home taken from us by goddamn mercenaries. Had to flee just so we wouldn't become indentured workers. So I can't say I'm thrilled with the idea of us running, only to be leashed by some new landlord, making promises they can't keep. Even if these senses of yours work, I'd need to know we're not signing over our independence and freedom. I need to know you're on the level.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. How can you protect you and yours if you don't know what you're facing?
Exactly. Huh. You, actually understand. Maybe I've had you all wrong. Maybe these ASAMs really are what you say. Okay, I'll go along with this whole censor thing. We'll join with you. You better not try and screw us over.
Oh, great. Was Stodge on board? Everyone else will fall right in line.
But I've one condition, and it's non-negotiable. We'll join with you, and use your sensors. But you gotta let us decide how we use them. The saying how it's built.
Fair enough.
All right. Well then, I think we can make this work. Okay, everyone, listen up. This is how we're gonna do things. We need to decide on a leader. Someone who can take charge of the building effort, and then run the place once construction's done. Most of us have skills that'd be useful in a leadership position. So anyone who thinks they're up to the task, step forward and make yourself known. I'll go first. What the? I can't say I expected Hubert to step forward. But what are you doing, old man? You're not one of us.
I've already benefited from the sensors. If I can, I'd like to return some of the kindness shown to me and help you people out. I know I may not look like much, but I've been around a while. Reckon I could offer some useful guidance, at least until you're on your feet.
Fair enough. But all three of us can't lead. We'll have to pick just one of us.
Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't you decide who gets put in charge? I think you'd probably choose a good leader.
All right. I'll do it.
Well, that's all kinds of fantastic. I can't wait to see who you pick.
Hi.
Huh? You made up your mind?
I've made my choice.
Oh? Who'd you pick?
How about you?
Smart pick. You made the right choice. Thank you for everything.
Hi, how are you?
I'm running low on food, a little cold. Could really use anything you have to spare.
Sure. Here you go.
Oh, much obliged, much obliged. This'll do nicely. Say thank you, little Cola. Look at this place all higgledy-diggledy and held together